Hey, this is Aaron, the Metal Theologian. So, as happens, I'm kind of back on the Sun Ra right now. So it's actually been a while since I talked about Sun Ra. So I'm going to talk about some death metal in this video too, because basically what I've been listening to is death metal and Sun Ra. But I have a couple Sun Ra records I don't think I've talked about before, because they're kind of, relatively speaking, more recent arrivals. It's probably been about a year since I've talked about that shit. So anyway, this is kind of a more traditional jazz one out of the ones I'm going to be showing. It has the actually really shitty title of Blue York. I actually think that's an awful title, but there's some really cool shit on here. I mean, like this. And this is just like classic Sun Ra, like the percussion and like one horn over it. That's just good shit, man. I love that. So anyway, and that cover kind of tripped me out when I got this actually too, because I mean it kind of looks more like a Steve Reich record than a Sun Ra record, but whatever, man. It is what it is. I know what I'm hearing, and it's good shit. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, the fucking progress, man. Like I got that fucking big bandage off, so I got this thing. I still kind of have to keep it dry, but which kind of sucks. And I can't really wear real shoes, and my fucking sandals give me a blister. Which is why I have my SpongeBob Band-Aids, which of course I use exclusively to protect my big toe. And this time I got Squidward. You see that?
Oh, 1 minute.
Yeah, it's okay.
Let me focus.
That's alright. It's kind of gross fucking going in on my foot. But like after the surgery, we're doing okay. I just kind of have to sort of baby it a little bit. But I was, something I fucked up too, because I wanted to like show you all the scar in this video. And I got the stitches out last week, but I forgot to take a picture. I wasn't thinking. I didn't think of it until he was done, and I was like, fuck. My video's going to suck now. So if y'all turn off, I can't really say I blame you. It's just going to suck, this video, beyond belief. Although it does feature this alcohol, which I have handy for cleaning Nintendo games, which I've been hooked on. And for saying that, I'll probably get 1,000 new subscribers. Okay, so check it out. This time we're going to drink Faygo Original Red Pop. I noticed that it's not Red Pop, it's Red Pop, which is kind of awesome, really. It's naturally and artificially flavored strawberry soda. I always kind of wondered how they decide like what percentage of like natural flavor and what percentage of artificial flavor. I'd imagine it comes more down to money than anything actually having to do with the recipe or the formula. Like the Krabby Patty formula, since we were just talking about my SpongeBob Band-Aid. So, let's give this a shot. This is Faygo. It's kind of a classic brand, actually. You see the shit around, but I've never done it on, I don't think I've done any Faygo drinks. This does have 100% cane sugar, and where's the shit bottled, actually? I don't even know. Detroit. Well, right on, man. It's fucking delicious, man. Here, you want to try that? You're all zoning out. Oh, take a sip of it. I think we showed it enough. That's okay.
Oh.
What? Drink it.
No caffeine.
Well, so what? Review based on taste. Caffeine's a plus, but what do you think of that? Do we need to embarrass you with a baby Spencer story? Do you like this?
I'm not really sure.
I love it. You take another sip. Be sure. But don't backwash in it. And don't carl it. Careful, you're wearing your Captain Alex shirt. You don't want to spit it on there. Alright.
Here we are wearing the same shirt. I forgot that again.
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. We did it by accident. Went to the store. I was like, fuck. It was like, oh my god, we're like twins. So when Spencer was in utero, if you're like 20 or under, you probably won't appreciate this story at all. But if you're a dad, you probably will anyway, even if you are a metal dad, which most of us are watching this. Yeah. For some reason, you know how like, when you're the dad, like you want to sort of feel the baby like wiggle and shit, so you like put your hand on your wife's tummy and shit. There was nothing that would get Spencer to wiggle when he was a fetus like strawberry soda. No shit, like Coke wouldn't do it, like grape soda wouldn't do it, but like the strawberry soda, which my wife happens to like, specifically the Welch's shit, that was it. So if I wanted to like play with baby Spencer before he was born, on my way home from work, I'd bring a can of like Welch's strawberry soda. True fucking story. I'd be like, here you go. She'd go, oh, you want to play with the baby, don't you? Okay, gluck, gluck, gluck. And then I'd be like, oh, hey, little baby, how's it going, Spencer? So, yeah, true story about Spencer. He's too cool for the shit now, but what the hell. Actually, he does really well with the shit. He's a fucking trooper when it comes to shit that would have embarrassed me when I was his age, I'll be honest.
I know strawberry soda does embarrass me less now.
Huh?
Strawberry soda does embarrass me less now.
Well, it didn't embarrass you all then. Because you weren't like sentient yet, really. Well, I guess you must have been if you were responding to it, but okay, anyway, fuck it. So this is
wasn't necessarily.
This is Thunder of the Gods, and it features moonshots across the sky, as well as 2 other cuts. Classic Sun Ra shit. Calling Planet Earth, We'll Wait for You. And this is actually a really different version, okay? Because there are a lot of versions of Calling Planet Earth. Just a sec. And it gets a little bit, like, lame, like, kind of the same songs over and over. Sometimes, like, one I get kind of tired of is, what the fuck is it? I'm spacing. It doesn't matter. There's a particular Sun Ra tune that I'm really kind of over. Fuck, it's bothering me now. Shit. Okay, well, anyway, it'll come to me. But this is a sidelong thing. This one is, like, really heavy on the synth and on the percussion. And, like, I think this is actually, like, a late 60s recording. But it's, like, no, this is actually early 70s. And that's what it sounds like. And one thing I've noticed about, like, the Sun Ra shit that's been coming out, with the exception of the one that we're listening to right now, Spencer wanted a little more of this. With the exception of the one that we're listening to right now, most of the ones have been more like sort of that like early 70s period, which is maybe my personal favorite Sun Ra. I definitely think it's the period that is the most sort of truly Sun Ra as far as like what his sound was and like what really made him distinctive among jazz musicians. That's the shit where you like listen to it and like after 5 seconds, well, actually almost any of his records are like this, but where you really go, yeah, that's fucking Sun Ra and nobody else. So anyway, that's pretty much what this one sounds like. This one is, the whole record is actually one long track called I Roam the Cosmos with Discipline 27-2. This is really, a lot of it's like a call and response thing between him and June Tyson. Which is funny always to hear because he's just like sort of like talking and she's actually like a trained singer and you can tell. Here, check out that cover. It's a pretty awesome cover. So the back is kind of whatever. It's on Art Yard. They've been doing a lot of great Sun Ra shit over the last several years. Usually about maybe a record a year. Not super prolific, but this one came out on Roratorio maybe 2 years ago now. Maybe 1 year. This is a double, also 70s stuff. Fantastic. This one has shorter tunes on it, but you know, they kind of blur together. It's, here, give me that. I want a little more before you take it down. Thank you. Seriously. God, that's good. You can get your own Red Pop. No, I don't want you to finish it. The rest is mine. I've so decreed it.
I'll fight you.
Yeah, I'll win. You know why?
Why?
Because youth and idealism are no match for old age and treachery. Alright, so anyway, yeah.
See, the bigger and stronger argument doesn't necessarily work as well anymore.
Yeah, it's true. Here, you know what I don't like about this record? This is kind of lame, but the Intergalactic Thing, I think, is an uncharacteristically weak title for a Sun Ra record. Usually, like, he has, like, these weird things where even if it's kind of dumb, it's like, sort of, you know, they're trying to do a play on words or sort of thing, but Intergalactic Thing just sounds really ordinary. So this is the one from the 60s, actually. But even so, this one sounds a lot like, this is like heading into the 70s because there's a lot of synth. Long sections of this one are just drums, and I'll tell you, I could just sit there and listen to his band play the drum, like different kinds of drums. I say the drums, but it's like all sorts of like hand percussion and shit like that. I could listen to that for a long time, man. This is a very mellow one, and I hate to be a dick, but you're probably not going to find it because I sort of lucked into this one. This was a minuscule run of 73 copies, and it's kind of questionable legitimacy, but this is a Friendly Love, like parts 1 through 4. and it's from 1973. It kind of, again, has a sort of electronic sound to it, a little heavier on the horns, but it's a very, it feels really light. I mean, something like this, even though it's quiet, it feels more intense than Friendly Love does. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't even know if this is coming through in the video at all, but like, with the percussion and like the flutes moving fast and shit, even though this is sort of mellow, it feels like there's a lot sort of going on into it, you know what I mean? And this one is a lot more sort of serene, you know what I mean? It's a very nice record, though. I love all these. This is Janice. This just came out on Record Store Day. Fucking fantastic. This is my sort of little the part that I did as far as like bitching about Record Store Day and then going out for Record Store Day anyway. And I actually had my surgery the day before Record Store Day, so my wife went and got this from the store for me because this is the one that I wanted. So this has the Invisible Shield, which is kind of the big sort of centerpiece as far as I'm concerned, because it sounds like an early 70s thing where like forget about finding the original Saturns, and I haven't seen a reissue, so great shit here. And this was actually from last year, which I realized is still sealed, which makes it probably one of three Sun Ra records I have that I haven't played. And again, I'll crack this when it's ready. I mean, I'll leave shit sealed. I've told you this before, but like, I like to leave shit sealed if I'm not going to listen to it for a while, because when I find it, it's like Christmas. When I found this, I was like, oh shit, brand new fucking Sun Ra record. Awesome, you know? I'm going to listen to it probably later tonight. But that's my Sun Ra section over there, with the exception of that Queen box set.
You can't see it from that.
Yeah,
I can point it. I remember what it is.
And that's because, yeah, that's all Sun Ra in addition to this. And I have listened to all of those, because when I listen to one, I listen to a few. So I just feel like I have to say this because I just found one that's sealed. Like, I don't want to be like a poser, like, oh yeah, I like Sun Ra, when I'm really one of those fucking people who's full of shit and doesn't actually like jazz, but just like talks about it because I'm pretentious and kind of an asshole. Alright, so anyway, let's move on to the death metal, because that's some good shit. How far in are we? I want to know how we're doing for time. 10 minutes?
12:19.
Okay. So, I don't think we have a whole shit ton. I'm actually going to start at the back here. Yeah, I should turn these around. Okay, so this is one I've been playing almost every day. I've been fucking obsessed with this one. This is Crisium and Apocalyptic Revelation. It's a Century Media release. And this is like late 90s. And these guys are from Brazil. And if there's any other band that I know well that they remind me of, it's Vulcano. I wouldn't say they sound like Vulcano. I'd say the vocals are a little bit more sort of black. They're black metalish, but in the direction of like Hate Forest, not in the direction of like Drowning the Light or something like that, you know. But that's only sort of like a touch point. This is total death metal, fucking brutal and hard and just fucking awesome, man. So Crisium is like one of my fucking bands right now. I fucking love this shit. Oh, it's weird, they do a cover of Silent Scream, and that's one thing, it's the last tune on here, and like, it always throws me. Listened to this record, like I said, I've listened to this probably fucking 20 times, and hearing Silent Scream still kind of throws me off. This is another just awesome fucking death metal record. Kind of got turned on, I got turned on to a lot of this shit by Eric Bauer, so I gotta give credit. I've got a little testament to him next to. But this Excruciate Passage of Life, it's another awesome one. I don't even know how to talk about this one, man. It's just really distinctive, and I would, you know, I love that sort of faux Giger art too. You gotta sort of love that. But it's harsh, again, it's like, strong. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't have any words. What I should do is needle drop it. But instead I'm going to needle drop this one because this is a special little sealed to reveal. I've actually had this record for a long time, and I'm kind of a dick for doing this. Because I was kind of chatting about this with Mr. Eric Bauer. But I'm actually the owner of a sealed copy of Symphonies of Sickness. And what we're going to do right now, you see this? This is an original. I found this for $5 at a shop in San Francisco, at that place on Grant and Green. If anyone from San Francisco's watching and knows 101 Music, where they're with the basement where everything is $5. I got this there like 10, 15 years ago, and I was like, oh, holy shit, that's cool that it's sealed. But, you know, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with it. Because I don't really, you know, I like Carcass. I sort of appreciated them at some level, but I didn't really appreciate them And even when I sort of rediscovered them, like with Heartwork, like, you know, Reek of Putrefaction is a little bit comedy for my taste. So I was actually chatting about this with Eric, and he was like, oh, you know something, man, Symphonies of Sickness fucking is awesome. And I was like, really? Maybe I should give it another chance. And I fucking listened to it online. I was at work. I was like, holy shit, man. You weren't kidding. That is some fucking good shit. So, yeah, so like I said, I mean, karmically, I suppose God wanted me to find this thing, or else I wouldn't have, right? But, check out that prudish cleavage from this fucking 60s Japanese movie. That's so funny. But anyway, we're going to do this. Speaking of, actually, while I'm sort of doing this, you know, I was thinking about euphemisms lately, and you know what I think my fucking favorite euphemism is, you know, like the whole idea of, like, passing away. Like, if you're a non-native English speaker, euphemism, you probably know what it is, but, like, you know, I was trying to explain this to my younger kid earlier, and it's like, well, you know, it's like if someone dies and you say they passed away instead of they died. Like, it's somehow softer. I mean, I don't know, if you're dead, you're fucking dead. When I'm dead, you can go ahead and just say I'm dead. You don't have to say I passed away. Okay? You all have my blessing if you're watching this. But you know what my favorite euphemism is evidence. Because, like, if you find evidence that there's a mouse in your attic, that only means one thing. It means shit. So, like, you know, it's like if you're a detective, yeah, and you're in a crime scene, there might be evidence. But for the most part, like, in day-to-day life, when you're talking about, like, evidence, well, maybe not in everyday life, because hopefully you don't have mice all that often. But, like, you know, if there's evidence of, like, a rat, that means shit. You know, if there's evidence of, you know, dogs playing around in your yard, that means shit. It's just, if that's basically evidence is like a nice way of saying shit. And I don't think it was ever intended as a euphemism, but it fucking is one, and I think it's funny. So, Sealed or Revealed, man, I've never actually done this on video before because I think it's a little bit corny. But fuck it, I'm doing it. So this thing has never been opened. This is from the fucking early 90s picture disc edition. And we are going to bust this out and listen to it together. Look at that, how it got sort of like jammed, like fucked up like that in the thing. And it's had that crease in there since like it was originally packaged by Earache. Those dumb fucks. Actually, I love the people at Earache. They're good people because they're reissuing all sorts of shit that I was too dumb to get back in the day. Actually, a lot of the shit didn't come out in the States, in fairness to myself. My flirtation with death metal in the 90s was pretty brief, and I got acquainted with some of it, but I didn't really... I don't know, I didn't really have the, I don't know, I feel like I enjoy it more now than I did then. And I was really into it for a while, but it was kind of a short period of time, and I had all the shit on CD and got rid of it and just sort of forgot about it for about 20 years. So here we go. Symphonies of Sickness. That's nice and crackly, which is good because it kind of covers the picture disc like shit quality. Of course, it's Carcass. It doesn't really fucking matter, you know. Alright, man, we'll let that go for a minute. So a little salute to Eric Bauer on this one, man. Yeah, and by the way, these are leftover Madhouse covers. I bought more of these white things than I needed, so I keep picture discs in them. Okay. This is another one that's fucking great that I kind of forgot about, so I pulled it out just now. This is the Chasm. And I actually got this for free about the time when it came out. And again, I feel a little bit guilty because I kind of filed it away and forgot about it. But I pulled it out when I get rediscovered death metal. I mean, this is fucking good shit. I think they're Mexican. And it's just fucking solid death metal, man. It's fucking harsh, and it just sounds cool. That's a really cool picture on the back, too, man. I mean, it's a little bit corny, the fucking skeletons with, like, the Indian garb. But, you know, whatever, man. I dig that. I don't care. So, here's the only thing that's, like, weird is it has a "the" in the title, you know? Usually a metal name would just be called Chasm, and The Chasm would be a punk band, right? So, but that's fucking balls out metal, that record. Here's a classic. Cannibal Corpse. I had this one back in the day, like with the original logo and shit, but it was on CD, so whatever. And, you know, I didn't think I was gonna like this band because like Metal Blade almost seems like it's become a Cannibal Corpse vanity label, and these guys get so much hype. But you know something, this is really an awesome record. I've played this a lot and I've enjoyed it a lot, and I might even get some more Cannibal Corpse. Yeah, I mean, again, you know, the whole like comedy element, you know, it's so extreme. I mean, Bloody Chunks is one of my favorite song titles ever. I have to give him credit for that. And there was never a time when I wouldn't have given him credit for having come up with the brilliant title of Bloody Chunks. But, you know, it definitely feels a little bit gimmicky, but it's just fucking fantastic, man. Like, it feels gimmicky when you look at it, but when you're listening to it, it doesn't sound gimmicky. That's the bottom line. It sounds like balls out, full-on death metal. This one actually sounds a little bit more unorthodox. This is a Finnish one. This is Demigod, Slumber of Sullen Eyes, and this is kind of a weird one. They look super Finnish. I don't know, that guy just looks like what a Finn looks like to me. So, they all look pretty fucking like, I mean, there's none of them that couldn't pass for Finnish, but that guy just looks super Finnish. I don't know what it is. Yeah, anyway, this one, this is almost like prog death metal, and I don't want to confuse it with like melodic death metal, like Dark Tranquility or something like that, because I actually gave them another chance in the last couple of days just listening online, and I still think they suck. But, this one just has like more complex song structures and shit going on, and it's not like complex, like technical in the way of like, you know, Demilich or something like that, but, just kind of involved, man, and, this record really sort of, reveals itself with repeated listens. So I played that one a lot lately and really enjoyed it. Let's see. Speaking of, here's one. I actually thought this was a turd the first time I played it. It's growing on me to the point where I actually love it. This is I mean, this is almost not death metal. This is still proggy, but this is the Astral Sleep by Tiamat. I also have Sumerian Cry over there, which is just great, but that's actually like death metal. This one, it belongs in the death metal section, but it is definitely, I don't know, man, it just has some real prog elements to it, you know, it really has that going on. So this one's a lot more sort of direct. This is Pungent Stench, For God Your Soul, For Me Your Flesh, classic title. This is some weird like Russian license, I don't know if it's legit or not, but it's on record, so, and it actually looks like it probably is legit, but I don't fucking know. Anyway, this is a really cool record. It's really sort of punky vocals for my taste. Like, if this were any punkier than it is, it would go too far towards grind for me to really dig it. But this, like, walks that line, like, perfectly. And I listened to it, the first time I listened to it, I was like, I'm not so sure. The second time I listened to it, I was like, no, I'm sure. This is fucking fantastic. This is really good. You mad, bro? I finished it. You can have one of those cream sodas as a consolation prize. Oh, wait, you don't like cream soda. Oh, bummer. Dude. Okay, so I've also been listening to a fair bit of Entombed. Yeah, this is a fucking fantastic record, and, you know, Marty Worm has said some shit about this one. He, like, thinks that they kind of lost their way on this one, and, you may notice my, commentary there. Seriously though, it's a very different record from the first one. I can totally see why Marty or anyone else doesn't dig this, but I don't know, maybe it's because I'm approaching this, again, I feel like my perspective is kind of colored by the fact that I'm coming to all this shit sort of, you know, 15 to 20 years after the fact, you know, and so I listen to a record like this, it's colored by everything else that I've heard since then, you know. It's not a brand new thing. I sort of know where they went after it, and I can kind of dig this record on its own terms, I think. So, I would impugn anyone who doesn't like this. Not really. Just jokingly. Because, in fact, I owe Marty a lot, too, as far as turning me on to some good shit. And then finally, we'll end with a classic. Left Hand Path. Unequivocally a great record. I mean, I almost hate to pile on, because this record is so highly regarded, but it just deserves it, man. It's fucking... What can I say? I mean, it's still like early enough that it has that thrashy sort of sound to it, kind of a thrashy thing in the vocals, but from the delivery and ultimately from the sound, just the full package, total death metal and total fucking brilliance, man. It's just a great fucking record. So, that's what I've got for today. And, yeah, I kind of feel like I'm forgetting something. See, that's because my mind is like clouded by how good this fucking Carcass record is. You know, it's just fucking doing me in. So, all right, man, Sun Ra and death metal. There we go. That's our topic for today. And I don't know, man. Maybe I'll put just more death metal next time. But you know, I really want to jump on the bandwagon of the thing that Marty started with, records that are overrated and worth bitching about. Because I just thought that was such a funny way of putting it. But I just purged so many times that I don't know if I have that many shitty records that are overrated. I've gotten rid of those, so I'll have to hunt to get in on that action. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.